Bell Sports Complex, home of the Flag Plus Football Division II Championship matchup between the Terror Squad and KGP. He's Simon Dagenais. I'm Brent Bodkin. Quickly, who are you picking to win this game and why?
Ooh, I'm probably going to go with Terror Squad here. They have more experience. They've been here before. They've won a lot of these games. Listen, one of my fond memories from watching FPF Finals was Terror Squad winning against so many different teams, so it's good to see them again. I think KGP has opportunities. They have the talent, but it's just such a different vibe of a team. Terror Squad has more veterans, has more Hall of Famers. I'm taking the experience over the new guys.
So the top two teams in Division II, the number 2 offense in KGP, and the number 1 offense in the Terror Squad. And here we go. Terror Squad, starts with the ball. Tam Villadev gets the first snap. He passes it over to the left-hand side. He has Pat Jerome. Jerome should pick up enough for the first down. If not, he'll be half a yard short. Big completion right there to start off the game for the Terror Squad.
KGP has a great defense based on a lot of speed and solid safety. So they have Matt Lepage, who usually tries to drop back a lot. Julien Pima is a phenomenal rushing for them. So he puts a lot of pressure. He forces the ball to come back quick. One of the things about Terror Squad, though, is Tam Villadev that's been here before. He's phenomenal to buy time, but he also has a very quick release. And when you have guys like Alex Pilon and Pat Jerome on your team, you don't need to do much, right? You just have to get the ball to them, let them do the work, and that's exactly what Tam's going to do today.
First and 10 rather now for Tam Villadev. The left looks to his left again to Pilon. Alex Pilon with the catch. Gets past one man. Touchdown! Terror Squad, second play of the game. 6-0 lead for the guys in orange.
So that's exactly what I meant, right? All you have to do is just get the ball to Alex Pilon. He's going to do the rest. Alex or Pat. In this case, Alex made a great sideline catch, somehow stayed in bound, and then somehow beat the guy afterwards too to run in. It's one of those plays where all Tam has to do is just get the ball to him. He's going to do the heavy lifting, and you saw it right here.
So conversion coming up for the Terror Squad, a 1-point convo. Villadev gets the snap. He looks to his left again. He has a man picked off. Kwesi Gordon Mall intercepts the convert attempt. So a 6-0 lead early here for the Terror Squad, courtesy of a touchdown by Alex Pilon.
After only 2 plays, Terror Squad made their mark on this game. It's good to see. It's good to see Tam Villadev back from injury. It's good to see. I think Alex Pilon has a little chip on his shoulder. He just lost the Division I final about 2 hours ago. To Pat Jerome, actually, so that's kind of interesting. So he's gonna want to prove himself and at least win one tonight. So he's gonna battle it out.
So big battle between quarterbacks here. We've seen Tam Villadev leading his team on a touchdown drive, the reigning QB of the year in Division II. His counterpart, of course, is number 6, Phil Cutler for the KGP. Let's see what he has in store here on his first offensive play of the evening. Pass on to the left-hand side. He has a man open. Garfinkel, nice catch. He's deflagged way deep into the Terror Squad end of the field. Big play there on an opening drive for KGP.
Great play design. Phil Cutler found a way to buy time. He's improved significantly in the last couple of years. I remember playing against Phil in Division 3 and 4 over the last few years. He kind of hit his ceiling for a while, but he found a way to improve. He's added guys. He's added a lot of speed and Kwesi Gordon Mall. And you could tell there's a big difference in Phil's game in the last couple of years.
So first down now for KGP. Cutler looks to his left. He throws to Gordon Mall. He's deflagged by Alexandre Poulin-Rioux.
Great play. Just a quick hook on the outside. Let you guys do the work. All you want to do is if I get the ball to him, if he misses a tackle, it's a touchdown, right? Otherwise, it's a safe throw. It's a safe 4 or 5 yards. On first down, it's a perfect play.
Cutler leading this offense. He couldn't score as quick as Villadev and the Terror Squad offense did, but he's moving the ball.
You don't need to, though. You don't have to score in 2 plays, right? It's not like they're taking 10, 15 plays here. They took 3 plays, got down to the 10-yard line.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, according to Simon Dagenais. Pass to the right-hand side. Garber stopped short of the end zone. Stopped at about, let's call it the 3, maybe 2-yard line.
Dylan Garber found a niche as a receiver with Phil Cutler. He played quarterback for a while in FBF. He bounced around a little bit, but Phil really found a way to use him really well as a receiver. He finds these holes in defenses. He finds the perfect spot, and he makes Phil look really, really good. And that's exactly what they need from these, let's say, number 3 receiver, number 4 receiver on this team. Phil stepping back, catch the snap, looks right, rolls to his left, and finds a way to hit Jonathan Garfinkel for a 3-yard. down to the 1 yard line for a first down.
Thank you for covering me there, partner. A little technical difficulties on my end. But as you mentioned, big catch right there, bringing it down to the 1 yard line. So great field position right now for this KGP offense. Let's see if they can punch it in to the end zone. If you're Phil Cutler here, Simo, what are you calling?
Phil likes to hit the front of the end zone and like drags and slants and like hits over the cone. He doesn't like to go back at the end zone too much. So I expect something in the front.
So Cutler waiting for the snap. He gets it from Paymon. He rolls to his left. Has a man open in the back of the end zone. He threw it wide of a completely wide open Jonathan Garfinkel. Garfinkel was on an island all by himself.
That's kind of what happens when you roll off too quickly. So Phil Cutler cut the snap roll right away. You're off balance throwing on the wrong side, right? You're throwing on your opposite side, the same side you're running, so it's a tough throw to make. You're off balance, and you try to hit a spot in the back. It would have been a lot easier for him if he would have stayed in the spot. He probably would have had time, too, because that was a very quick release. You didn't need to buy time there.
So we talked about, of course, the KGP offense, the second best offense in Division II behind the Terra squad. KGP averaging 29 points a game, rather 36 points a game, pardon me, at least in the regular season. They get the snap now. Fake to his right, back to his left. Now Cutler looking for a man. Oh, he had a receiver open who fell down on the play. Good coverage there. Good rush by Vincent Malo of the Terra squad.
Mason Malo is a very underrated rusher. He's been very good for the last couple of years. I've seen him make some great plays, both on offense and defense. But again, this is Phil trying to buy time where he doesn't really need to because he's rolling out. He's got time. He struggles a little bit to find that sweet spot. John Garfinkel was going to the outside. Phil saw something inside, so he tried to cut back, slipped, fell down, but still a tough route spot to find.
So Cutler gets the ball now. He rolls out to his right. Has a man open. Touchdown! KGP answers back.
That was a perfect play call. Right? Phil was rolling to his right instead of his left for pretty much what he did the entire drive. As soon as he went right, he was looking back at the end zone for a slot back for Mathieu Lepage, who went on it deep in. And as soon as his eyes rolled, the defense is switched to that. And Dylan just running like an in-out quick on top of the pylon. It was wide open as Alex Pilon was not really looking for that guy to make that kind of route.
So KGP going for the 2-point conversion, looking to take an 8-6 lead. Cutler goes to his right. He hands it off to Garber. Garber looking to throw now. Has a man. Oh, caught. Nice catch there over the middle, I believe. Oh, there's a penalty on the play, though.
So Dylan Garber stepped over the line as a quarterback, so the pass is an illegal pass, forward pass. But I like this play call, though. I like the fact that they're using Dylan Garber as a passer, not just a receiver, as we talked about a little bit earlier. He did play quarterback for a while. He is able to make some of these throws. You gave him the handoff. He was able to find John Garfinkel on the goal line. It's a great play call. They're going to go back to 100% because that worked really well. So in this case, we might see some more trickery down the line for converts. Maybe plays on like a 4th down or something like that, where KGP uses the fact that Dylan Garber is able to play quarterback, he is able to make some throws, buy some time, and it creates some holes in defenses that you don't necessarily have if you're Phil Cutler and you're stationary throughout the whole thing. Now, Terra Squad is back on offense after a failed convert, so the game's tied at 6. There's some discussion between the referees about what just happened, but eventually they'll get going.
So Garber, of course, throwing in the pass for KGP Light. So I was throwing a game for the Gators as well in KGP RA. Philadelphia gets a snap now on first down. He has a man open on the right-hand side. Oh, and a big collision on the sideline. It's going to be a penalty.
Oh, I'm interested to see what the penalty is going to be here.
So the catch was made by Poulain Ryu, number 88.
So are you calling?
It's going to be
charging.
Yeah, it's going to be charging. I believe unnecessary contact on the receiver in number 88.
So he was running forward, and then he spun to avoid a tackle coming across, and Mathieu Lepage was standing stationary right in front of him, and he basically spun into him.
So it's basically like a charge. If it was basketball, it'd be a charge 100%.
Yeah, 100%. But it's tough call to make. But I feel like if you don't call something like this, the game's going to escalate so quickly with more physicality, more hits, and that's not something you want to see here.
It's a very good call. Good observation right there. It's a pass to the right. Wide open. Gropiti touchdown. Terra Squad blowing coverage there by KGP, coming back to bite them. And Terra Squad now have a 12-6 lead.
I really like this play from Tambula. He was looking, so he had two guys go on the same side. He was looking at his slot back the entire time, and then he threw a no-look pass to his wide-out receiver, Nicola Goprini.
So the defender on that side, both defenders actually, Garfinkel and Lepage, they both froze and ended up going to their right.
Yeah, they both went to the guy he was looking at.
Yep.
Right?
Smart veteran play right there by the Hall of Fame quarterback. And sacked there by Gabe D'Amico. Mazza on a 2-point conversion, so it remains a 12-6 lead here for Terror Squad over KGP. Now can Phil Cutler and his offense answer back?
I think I've played against Gab D'Amico 15 times, maybe 20. He's not a flashy rusher. He doesn't look phenomenal, but man, he never misses. He never misses sacks. He's always in your face, and he puts a lot of pressure. I hate playing against him. I like him as a rusher, and I think he's going to be a game changer in the next few drives here.
Underrated receiver as well. Not being used that much in that area, though. Actually, as soon as I say that, of course, the pass goes in his direction and it goes out of bounds.
He was targeted, but that was more of a discard than an actual target, I would say.
Yeah. Smart throwaway there. We'll call it that for Cutler bringing up 2nd and 10. These two teams met in the regular season back in Week 8. KGP getting a 34-31 win in what was an exciting game. Phil Cutler 5 TDs in the contest and getting an interception as a defender.
That sounds like Phil.
Yeah. Dylan Garber leading the way, 9 receptions, 103 yards, and 2 TDs in the W. Here's a pass. Paymon catches it. And I tell you what, the sack was almost right there. Mallow had, I believe, Cutler's flag in his hand, just not able to pull it off before Cutler got the ball away.
And Judy Paymon got instantly deflagged by Tamville, that was playing the ball, but figured I'll just take the flag at the same time. Very risky kind of throw. It did hit Julien Paymon in the chest, but there was so much traffic there, so many players, that if that catch is not like flawless, that might be an interception.
That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah, in that previous meeting, Pat Jerome, a touchdown, 2 touchdowns for Serge Pilon Jr. Of course, Serge Pilon Jr. not in the lineup this evening for this championship game. Missing his 2nd championship game of the evening. Also wasn't in attendance for the Braves' loss, 49-48 to the All-Stars. We called that game about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago for the Division I championship.
Yeah, Alex Pilon lost the game on a heartbreaker at the very, very end. 49-48 win for All-Stars. So Pat Jerome's obviously happy about that, as he was on the winning side of the ball, but Alex Pilon was on the losing side of the ball. So I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit of chatting about that in the huddles. They're going to talk about it before the game. And I'm pretty sure Alex is trying his best to win this one, so he at least leaves tonight with one win, you know?
Leave with a little bit of pride. Dylan Garber making the reception on that previous play, giving KGP the ball at midfield. Cutler, he goes to the left-hand side, intended for Gordon Mall, who was tightly covered by Villadev, bringing up a 2nd down.
We're gonna get a very interesting first and second half here from KGP offense. I feel like Phil Cutler is trying to go deep. He's trying to test these safeties, but the plays simply aren't there. So he's looking for a check down, but his check down's a little bit late. I think Vincent Morrow is getting to him a little bit faster than he likes. He's forcing some of the throws early. He's forcing some of the things that Phil is not super comfortable. You could tell this KGP offense is not where it should be, or at least where it was this season. So I hope we get to see some adjustments in the next few drives.
2nd and 10 now. Cutler gets the pass. He rolls to his right and back to his left. Gordon Mall with the catch. He's deflagged right away. Good tackle on the play by Tam Villadev.
We're seeing a lot of dink and dunk from KGP. It's something we've seen for the last couple of years. It's what Phil loves to do. He just steps one way or the other, takes 1 or 2 steps, and then throws it to somebody on almost like a discard, just like a safety blanket. Uses a lot of his receivers like that, not just one guy, but uses 3 or 4 of them. He just rotates. Phil loves to spread the ball and use everybody differently. It's a fun offense to watch because everybody's involved. Everybody gets a chance to catch and run, but we'll see how that plays out against this Terror Squad defense.
Cutler gets the ball now, goes to his left. D'Amico Mazza, a nice catch before being pushed out of bounds.
So I think that's receiver number 4 to catch a ball today. Out of 5, really, because they only use 5 guys on offense. It's the 2nd drive, and he's already using everybody except Mathieu Lepage, who hasn't got a target yet.
Which is surprising, considering Lepage, 2nd on the team in touchdowns in the regular season, well, tied for 2nd, rather, of 8 with Quasi Gordon Mall.
Well, Mathieu Lepage is a phenomenal receiver. He doesn't necessarily look like the most, he's not the most flashy receiver, but he's always in the right spot, always at the right time. He makes great routes, and he finds a way to catch the ball at a high point that makes it very difficult for a defender to play against.
Ball now, Cutler goes to his left. He has a man. Gordon Mall, touchdown. KGP, they tie this game up at 12.
What a great play design by KGP. Cutler caught the ball, started rolling to his left. They were looking for two guys in front of the end zone. Kwesi was not even. He was basically just in front of the goal line. He wasn't even in the end zone when he caught the ball. And then he just backed up into the end zone as he had three guys on the same side, just overloading the defense, forcing guys to make a chance, to make a choice. And Phil was just picking up whoever was left undefended.
So good drive, good response by the KGP offense answering back. Now they're going to go for two. Try and take a 14-12 lead here. Let's see if they can do it. Cutler waits for the snap from Payman. He gets it. He goes to his left. Throws over the head of everybody. Incomplete. So we're tied up at 12 with just inside of 7 minutes remaining before 5 plays here in the first half. Simon Dagenais, Brent Bodkin with you live for the Bell Sports Complex for this Division II championship matchup between KGP and the Terror Squad.
I'm curious to see how this game develops. Like KGP keeps going for two. The first one was technically successful, but the Dylan Garber did step over the line. So we'll see how that goes moving forward.
So Villadef gets the snap. He throws a grounder intended for Jerome, but just not enough air underneath that pass, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, but if he doesn't ground that, is that a pick six from Kwesi Gordon, who was jumping that route perfectly. So the fact that it was low and on the outside made it so that Gordon wasn't able to touch it, but it was also made an incomplete pass. If that pass a little bit higher, we might have a pick six on our hands.
And obviously, Simon, you're a quarterback, so I got to ask you, sometimes is it the passes you don't make that really help you out?
Sometimes you're able to see at the very last second that the guy's jumping in and you decide to just tweak it lower so no one catches it rather than put it in the spot that could be intercepted.
So on the next play, well, the previous play rather, now, Jerome gets the pass over the middle, picks up about 8 yards, so 3rd and 10 now, 3rd and 2 rather, for the Terror Squad offense. Can they convert here? Philadelphia looks to his right. He's going to run. He's deflagged by Gordon Mall, but
he still gets the first down.
Obi O'Brien, Craig O'Brien, the sideline official on the left, our right, called it a first down. So by a hair, Philadelphia with the scramble right there, extending this series and this drive for the Terror Squad.
Tam is a very quick player. He's able to run whenever he wants to. If he wants to get like a third or fourth down, 4th and short, he is most likely going to run depending on what the defense gives him. So I'm not surprised to see him run early like this. I expect him to run a few times in this game.
1st and 10 now from just before midfield. Villadef, gets a snap. He goes to his left. He has a man. Opening the flats. Nice catch there and good job getting some yak yards in number 23, Vincent Malo.
Again, we talked about him a little bit earlier. He's becoming a much better rusher than when he started off, but he's also a great receiver. He started off more as a receiver in FBF and then sort of like became a rusher, I think, because Terror Squad needed somebody to play the position. But he grew into it. He is a much better rusher than most people give him credit for. He's also a great receiver. I expect more from Mason in this game. They need a 3rd, 4th receiver. They need somebody underneath to compensate.
8 sacks in the regular season, looking for his first sack of the postseason here, rather of this game. Here's a nice catch and run by Gropini, but he's going backwards now, not really helping out his team.
Well, you got the first down, which is really all that matters, right? Once you catch the ball, as long as you get first down, as a quarterback, I don't really care where you go. But if you go backwards and lose the first down, then I'm pissed.
I think there was just one of the head officials here, Leo Gervais, yelling at Gropini, telling him to go forward. But as you mentioned, Simon, Gropini was able to pick up that first down. So again, moving the chain, extending this drive for the Terror Squad just outside of the red zone. There's a chance now. Villadef looks to his left. Now he's going to run up the middle. Finally tackled by Gordon Mall.
He is able, like we mentioned, he is able to run. He is able to get some yaks. He is a great runner of the football, even as a receiver. I've played with him as a receiver. He's a great, phenomenal receiver. Now he plays quarterback. I'm not surprised to see him run a little bit more than, I'd say, Phil Cutler will in this game, although Phil is still able to run. But Phil's play style is not to run with the ball, but more just to buy time. So I'm not surprised to see Tam use his legs here. But it just expands the playbook a lot.
So 1st and goal now. Philadelphia looks to his left. He goes back to his right, waiting for someone to get open. He can't run. Throws a cross body and a one hopper to Jerome. He was wide open, but again, Tam Villadef throwing across his body to the other side of the field, not able to complete that pass.
I mean, that's a super hard throw to make, right? You're running to one sideline, you want to plant and hit the guy on the opposite side of the field. The one thing I would say here is you had two guys from his own team wide open on the side. You didn't even need to make it on the liner. You could just lob that all the way back, and Pat probably would have made that catch.
And I got to ask you, as a quarterback, Tam is not the tallest guy. Let's be honest. He's about the shortest guy in the field, maybe next to Julien Paiement. How tough of a throw is that given the height of Tam Villadef?
Ooh, very difficult.
Hit your chance out for the end zone pass. Oh, off the hands of Malo, almost caught by Gropini, but falling incomplete. 4th down now, 4th and goal, facing the Terra squad.
There's a lot of traffic there, a lot of collision. People were crashing into that pass. I don't think Jonathan Malo was expecting that pass to be behind him, right? Like, he was going outside. He was expecting it to be, like, either in his gut or, like, a little bit in front of him. It was a little bit behind him, made it much more difficult, and it looked like he gave, like, half an effort. Wasn't expecting something like that.
4th and goal now from about the 3-yard line. Villadef gets a snap. He looks to his left. He goes back to his right. He avoids the sack by Paiement. Man wide open. Touchdown!
So
Alex Poulin-Ryu with the TD.
So this feels like all Tam, right? Like, he beats the rusher, moves his hips, buys time, finds somebody wide open in the end zone. He's not even moving. But it's a very risky and bold decision. Julien Paiment's a phenomenal rusher. He doesn't miss often. So on a 4th down, you decide to try to beat the rusher first before you actually make a play. It worked out for him. Kudos, but is it going to work again?
So essentially you're saying usually as a quarterback, you need to focus on beating the rusher second, getting the ball out of your hands first.
Yeah. If the route's not there, then you might beat the rusher, but otherwise you should just focus on just getting that ball out.
First attempt, incomplete, intended for Gropini. So 18-12 lead for Terra squad with under a minute to 5 plays here remaining in the first half of this Division II championship matchup between KGP and the Terra squad.
I think both teams are in a good position. I think they both feel confident with what's going on. KGP is kind of adjusting to what Terra Squad's given them. Offense has been good. Terra Squad's offense also has been great, but both defenses forced 4th downs. So there's a lot of positive here.
So Cutler, he gets a snap, trying to answer. Sidearm pass caught by Garfinkel. Nice pass there. And we had Alex Pilon, who's actually rushing on that play. So Malo, who was on that drive, made a bunch of crucial catches, getting a break now, not playing the rusher on defense. How big is that?
It's huge for him to be able to get a little break here. After 5 drives, this is technically drive number 6. It's fun for him to be able to get a break, get a little breather for 1 or 2 plays. Alex Pilon is a very I think he's a phenomenal rusher. He just doesn't like to play that position, so he comes in for like 1 or 2 plays, but he prefers to play DB. So we're not going to see a lot of Alex Pilon. We might see him in clutch positions.
So now Malo is back on. Nicholas Gropini going off. Here's a pass down to the right-hand side. Garber's open. Nice coverage on the sideline by Pilon. Coming over on top was the safety, Pat Jerome.
I saw the same thing as you. Dylan Garber looked open as soon as he threw it, but Alex Pilon's speed just make up for it so bad that he actually beat him to the cone, and then Pat Jerome was cheating over the top, baiting that pass. If that's in bounds, the pick.
Now, out of all the talent we've seen here in FPF, no matter whether it's Division 6, Division 1, Division 2, 5, co-ed, the women's division, what have you, would you say that Alex Pilon has the best recovery speed out of anybody here in FPF?
Yeah, he is the quickest player in FPF.
Fair enough.
Probably tied with his brother.
So Cutler gets the ball again, throws over the middle. He has a man. Oh, and it's bobbled. Good catch on the second attempt.
Tip to himself.
I believe that was Garfinkel making the catch.
Tip to himself. Risky, but it worked out.
And how dangerous is that? He tipped that ball up in the air. There was a couple of defenders not too far away from him. If that ball gets tipped any higher, I think maybe one of the Terra Squad players could come down and get an INT.
I don't know if it's first half or what, or the people are too nice, but no one seemed to have played that ball. Everybody was looking at him catching it. Nobody jumped for it. But if you dive for that ball, you might hit him too. Nobody wants to get hit, right? So you see a lot of guys are a little bit too nice about it, maybe.
It's possible. Nonetheless, a catch by Garfinkel, setting up a new set of downs for KGP. Pass over the middle again. Nice catch by Gordamal, extending to Holland that pass by Cutler.
That was a great catch by Kwesi Gordamal. Over the middle. The pass was still a little bit high, a little bit in front of him, but he managed to make up for it. And as soon as he caught it, you see him, he was in full stride, was able to make up that speed, go to the corner. He was almost able to beat the safety for a touchdown.
So 1st and goal now for KGP. That huge catch and run by Kwesi Gordon Mall.
KGP's in a good position. This is their third drive in the red zone, first down by 6. So you're exactly where you want to be at this point.
Cutler gets the pass, looks to his right, then his left. Has a man in the flat, wide open touchdown. Jonathan Garfinkel beating, I believe that was Tam Vadeev, to the opening, getting the touchdown, and now we are tied up at 18-18. Huge play, huge touchdown for KGP.
Jonathan Garfinkel is not the fastest guy, but he's crafty, and he finds a way to make these routes. That was a one-cut route where you went in, stopped, and then as soon as you knew Phil at that time, because they have that timing together, you hit the smash out, and there's nothing you can do as a defender because you're always one step behind. You have to wait for him to make something, and the timing was flawless.
So KGP electing to go for 2 again. They fake the end around to Garber, toss to Gordon Mall. He gets the catch. So they're saying it's a touchdown conversion, but there's a flag on the play.
I feel the flag is contact on the passer, which will be declined for the 2-point convert, which was successful to Kwesi Gordon Mall on a great catch on the sidelines as he kept his feet in bounds.
Yeah, but he get the toes in just inside of the white line. Extended again, second big extension there for him. First on a big play to set up the touchdown, and then now on a 2-point conversion. So got away here. So it's supposed to be 20-18 for KGP. It hasn't been updated on our scoreboard though.
2018 for KGP is a great. I mean, that's what they wanted to do, right? There's a reason to keep going for 2. It's to force Terror Squad in the bad spot.
So the penalty now drops back. The Terror Squad, but a big catch and run here by Poulin Ryu, and that was the final play of the half. Pardon me.
Another big catch and run by Alex Poulin Ryu, who seemed like he was just barreling down and like tried to tackle me or something. On the last play of the half, when you're backed up against a rusher like Jean Paiement, you don't want to risk it. You can't take a safety. Quick release, let your guy run and hope somebody misses the tackle.
So halftime right now, again, a 20-18 lead for KGP. Simon, what are your thoughts after what was pretty much an entertaining first half?
Two very good offenses. Nope, not a lot of mistakes, right? Like they both went 3 for 3, scored on every drive. Very few converts from Terror Squad. KGP got the upper end with those 2-point converts. They missed one early with the little mistake, if I may. But they make up for it at the last play. To score with 2 plays left in the game, so basically give your opponent 1 point, 1 play is huge. Right? KGP was able to score right before the half to basically go up. Terror Squad does start with the ball in the second half, but they are trailing by 2 points. So basically it's like a fresh game at this point.
So I had a chance to talk to Nick Gropini about 20 minutes or so before we started this game, and he told me that if his defense can get 1 or 2 stops, they would have an easy victory over KGP. Obviously, right now, their defense hasn't gotten any stops. Again, missing their number 1 defender, leading tackler, leading DB in terms of interceptions and pass deflections, in Serge Pilon Jr. What has his absence meant so far this evening in this game for the Terror Squad?
So we see Pat Jerome and Alex Pilon on one side of the ball. Right, they're both playing on the right side, and Phil Cutler doesn't want to go there. He doesn't really want to test that. He keeps going to his left. I feel like if Serge Pilon was here, you probably would compensate that on the left side and force blows, maybe more over the middle, force throws differently. Now Phil is kind of exploiting the fact that because Serge isn't here, someone else has to play that position. Someone else is there, so they have an easier time than throwing against a great defender like Serge Pilon. So his absence means that one side of the ball is a little bit weaker than it usually would be. But Terror Squad's defense looks like there's a lot of tight throws. There's a lot of 4th downs. I feel like there's going to be turnovers eventually in this game. It's not going to be a clean game. Both quarterbacks, someone's going to make a mistake.
Okay, so I got to ask you now, going to this, I call them the Braves, pardon me, the KGP offense, they got that last touchdown to get the 2-point lead, 20-18 right now. What have you liked so far to the KGP offense?
Phil Cutler looks very calm, relaxed in the pocket. He doesn't force throws. He's taking his time, and that's exactly what KGP has been in the last couple of years. That's what makes them successful. They keep doing what they do well, and they're not stressed about it. Something's going to open up. Somebody's going to find a way to make a play. We just have to get there. And that's exactly what I like about KGP. That's what I see today from Phil is even though some of the routes, some of the things he wants to do aren't there, he just throws it away, play for another down, and he just eats up the yardage slowly. So if they keep doing that in the second half and they keep playing relaxed football, they're going to be in a great shape, great position.
All right, so here we go. We're about to start action here in the second half of this contest. Again, a 2-point lead, 20-18 for KGP over the Terror Squad. KGP starting the second half with the ball. So the wideouts are...
We'll see what happens here. They're up by 2 points. If they're able to score on this drive, they'll go up 8 points. The convert is going to be a huge difference maker.
So the wideouts gave D'Amico Mazza, Dylan Garber, the slot receivers, Mathieu Lepage, Jonathan Garfield, and of course the snapper, number 4, Julien Paiement. Number 6, Phil Cutler, back at quarterback. He gets a snap. He looks to his left. He waits. He avoids the sack. No, he can't. Good sack there. Alex Pilon on the second effort, bringing down Phil Cutler.
So, as you mentioned, Alex Pilon doesn't like to rush too much, but he's able to make an impact on these 1 or 2 plays where he plays rusher. And you saw right here, he ran in, managed to cut off the route that Phil Cutler wanted off the middle from his snapper. He was able to get the sack on the second effort, like you mentioned. And this backs them up a lot. Like, you're looking at 2nd and 15 instead of what could have been like a 2nd and 5. And now Phil is not as comfortable. He doesn't like those long distance plays.
Getting the ball now just outside of his own end zone. He gets the snap. He looks to his right. Has a man open in the flats. It's Paiement for spin. He's flagged by Malo. With the Malo, good tackle there. Not enough for a first down. So this is going to set up, I believe, about a 3rd and let's say 8, maybe 9 yards for the KGP offense.
So the KGP offense is very good in any down short yardage situations. They don't like to force deep throws. They don't like to put themselves in a bad spot. So that's why they always take the short yardage first, and it always sets them up well. Now with the sack on first down, that puts them in a 3rd and like 7 situation, which are not super comfortable in.
So Cutler gets a snap. He looks to his right, goes back to his left, and he's sacked again by Pilon. Huge sack, second of this drive by Alex Pilon, showing why he's a Hall of Famer. You can tell right now, partner, the Cutler and the offense thought Cutler got the ball out of his hands before that sack. I think you do as well.
I think he got it off just at the same time as the ball was thrown. I would challenge that, saying the ball came out at the same time as it was sacked. On a 3rd down like that, on such a big play, that would be it's a game-changing moment. Because now you're looking at 4th and 12, 13 instead of what could have been like a 3rd and short.
So right now it's such a tight game. Obviously, right now Cutler's in the middle of his end zone, almost at the back, getting the snap. The last time these 2 teams faced off, KGP punted twice. I'm a bit surprised that they're not punting right here.
No one punts in this league.
You would think. Pass. Nice catch on the sideline by Garber. He's not tackled. He's busy celebrating. He gets past one tackle, but not another. And that's the youth right there, Dylan Garber. Beautiful catch on the sideline, but getting up to admire himself a signal first down. You got to keep on running.
Listen, all that mattered on that play was the catch and the first down. And he knew that. He knew exactly that. Once he caught that ball, he knew what a cone was. He caught it, managed to bubble it, keep it in bounds. He knew he had the first down, which is all that mattered to him, but he didn't realize he wasn't touched. So as soon as he got back up, he walked towards his quarterback and lost some yardage. He might have been able to get a touchdown if he kept running, but all that mattered on that 4th down was really conversion.
See, he was saying Garber was saying that Matthew Lepage was his bad. Matthew Lepage, I'm sure, letting him know, hey, you got to keep on playing to the whistle. Nonetheless, a big first down because of the catch by Garber. Here's another catch by Garber. Good tackle there by Malo.
Still, I go back to that catch from Dylan Garber on 4th down. It was still a phenomenal catch, right? Like over the DB, risky throw by Phil Cutler. But you see all the thrust he puts in Dylan Garber. He knows he's going to make that catch. He knows he's going to be at the right spot at the right time.
And I got to ask you, Simo, he made that catch on Vincent Malo. Again, Malo's a great tackler, but his specialty seems to be as a rusher, not Pilon. Again, 2 sacks on this drive so far, so who am I to question? But you have to wonder why Malo is playing corner instead of someone like Gropini. Here's a pass. Garfinkel taken down about the 1, maybe 2 yard line. Big catch there by Jonathan Garfinkel, number 97 of KGP.
I think Terror Squad is mixing it up. They're trying different things. They're giving everybody a rep off on defense, so everybody gets a breather, and then they're trying different things. So KGP went 3 for 3 on the first half. Obviously, what they're doing is not working. Even though Vincent Malo was applying pressure, what they're doing is not working. So they're mixing things up. Let's try Alex Pilon at rusher. Let's try Vincent Malo as a corner. Let's see what happens.
So Cutler gets the ball. He looks to his right. Will he throw the ball? He will. One hopper off the floor. No, it's a touchdown.
Ooh, Dylan
Garber is having
a second half right here. That's not back to back, but 2 great catches on the same drive as what could have been a sack too.
Garber using his hands to just keep that ball off the turf. Great play falling down and great control of the ball while falling down to the turf. But we're going to see a challenge here by the Terror Squad. Smart challenge right here. You can't blame them. It looked to be one of those 50-50 balls. I initially thought actually that he didn't come up with the grab.
I feel at this point, because you have 2 challenges, might as well use it. Like it's one of those plays that could really go like either way. It could go your way. Yeah, I agree with this challenge. Like you said, I wasn't super confident he caught that on the first try and to begin with. So it's worth to redo a review, and we'll see what turns out of this. But it's a good challenge.
Now, obviously, the game we were doing before, Simon, obviously the Division I championship game between the Braves and the All-Stars, there was a challenge called, I believe it was a maybe 2 or 3 yard catch, I believe it was by the All-Stars, and the Braves had challenged that. Versus, I mean, going back to that play, obviously, if the challenge, which I believe was not upheld, it would have been, I believe, 3rd and about 3 or 2nd and about 3. Regardless, that play really had no outcome in the game. This play here, though, going for a touchdown, it is a smart challenge like you talked about, Simon, because right here, looking, if KGP gets the touchdown here, they'll be up 26-18. Obviously, you have to worry about the conversion after that, but this play is huge right now.
You could tell, from an outside perspective, it's first down. They're probably going to score again, but we both know as FBF players and football players, yes, if the first down doesn't score and they turn this over, that doesn't mean the second, third, or fourth is going to convert. It's one of those situations where you feel like, we could score on every play, and then something bad happens second down. And then you get a drop on third down. And then you're up on a 4th down. You don't know what's going to happen. You try something, and then the defense makes a play. So you never actually know. You might as well just take the score here on first down. So I'm very curious to see what's going to turn out. This could be game-flipping moment for Terror Squad if this is actually challenged and overturned.
So we're still waiting the official word on the call here. Walter Berry is running the replay here this evening in day 2 of championship weekend for Fly Plus football.
The rule on the field stands. Stands is called. Rule on the field stands. It's a touchdown.
So the touchdown. Also, what they challenged, actually, pardon me, was they were challenging the sack. So instead of challenging the catch by Garber, the Terror Squad thought they had got the sack of Phil Cutler before Cutler was able to get the ball out of his hands. So the call, the touchdown is good, no sack on the play. So now a 26-18 lead for KGP. Now, an extra point, Simon, what would you do right here if you're Phil Cutler? Obviously, it looks like they're going for 2.
I go for 1 just to make it a 2-score game. If you go up 9, you're up 2 scores. In this case, by going for 2, I feel Phil is more comfortable going for 2. That's what they do. That's what they'll keep doing, I guess.
Cutler in the end around, back to Garber. Garber looking to throw. He throws across his body. Ends up, there's going to be a flag on the play.
Again, he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but another illegal forward pass.
Yep. So
see, that play works, Simon, if you get the ball to your hands before crossing the line of scrimmage. But this is the second time here this season where Garber has tried to complete a pass, but he's way over the line.
I feel like every time he catches the ball, he tries to beat the rusher, right? He was trying to beat Alex Pilon, so he had to speed up and get there. But the problem is he loses the sight of where the line of scrimmage is, and this time he was 3 or 4 yards down the field.
Now, do you think, obviously, you being a quarterback, do you think that maybe a drop there by Pat Jerome, a rare drop by the Hall of Famer, but do you think that, so Garber, obviously, he's not the regular quarterback for this team. Do you think the fact that, obviously, here in FPF, the fields that we play on, there's no lines, how you would have in a regular tackle field, so you can maybe judge, okay, this is the 12-yard line. I know I have to get the ball off before I cross that line. Do you think that the fact that there's no lines here on the field is causing a bit of trouble for a guy like Garber?
It's a big difference maker because you don't have a direct line saying this is where I have to stop.
So pass over the middle. Nice catch by Poulin Ryu. Nice spin move. Good yak yards by the receiver. A dangerous throw there by Villadev off his back foot, but he got it completed over the middle.
I don't know. I like the throw there because it was a safe. There was nobody. It was Alex or nobody. There wasn't anybody in the middle. Yes, I agree with you. Usually when you throw high up in the middle of the field, 15 yards on the field on your back foot, it's risky. But in this case, there was no defender that's closing in. So you just have to get it there. Alex made the catch, and then he started running in. And like you said, he was trying to get the spin moves. And we'll see more of Alex Poulet in this game.
Here comes on first down now. Villeneuve going to the left-hand side. Oh, Pilo was open. Almost made the one-handed deflection to himself. Wide open was Alex Pilon. That's a rare sight. A blown coverage there by KGP. And a nice move out of the wide receiver spot by Pilon, but the pass just a bit out of his reach.
Blown coverage, like you mentioned, that should have been a touchdown. That's one that Tamville that wants to take back. Like that's one of those throws where you look down at yourself like, man, I should have made that one. Like you have such a good receiver on the sideline. It's your number one guy or number two guy. You should be able to hit him when he's wide open like that, and then you missed him. That hurts.
So second down, and 10 for the Terra squad in KGP territory. Is a pass. Oh, and it's intercepted! Interception by Phil Cutler. That pass was intended for Jerome. Pilon got his hands on it, but he tipped it up. Nice diving INT by Phil Cutler. The ball now goes back to KGP.
So on this play, like you mentioned, I believe that pass was intended for Pat Jerome. Because Alex Pilon got a hand on it, the ball never actually got to Pat Jerome, and Phil was able to close it and just catch it right off the turf there. And make the first INT of the game. Like we mentioned, I believe there was going to be some INTs in the second half, and that's it. Now Terra Squad is challenging the rule on the field that the ball actually touched the turf before it was caught. I would have to agree with the call. I think it actually did touch the turf from the angle that we have, but we don't have a zoom in, so it's very tough for us to say whether it touched the turf or not.
So here's a replay of the sideline camera. This is about the closest we can get. So off of Pilon's hands. And I think Cutler scoops it before.
To me, that ball touches Cutler's hand, hits the turf, and then he squeezes it in. So it's like a two-time motion where he hits him first and then touches the turf. To me, that's an incomplete pass.
I get a wider shot, but that's not going to do us any good.
That wider shot is useless right now.
So
I think our best shot is the other one.
If this interception stands, it'll be the first interception of the game, and the last time these two teams met, Philadelphia threw the only interception of the game.
Yeah, see, to me, his hands are on top of the ball, and it hits his hands, hits the turf, and bounces into his hands while they're on top of the ball. So he's not actually scooping it off the turf. He's actually putting his hand on top. He made a great play on it, but I don't think that's an interception.
Get another replay again. Let's slow it down right now. It's going towards Jerome. See, good job by Cutler just diving in the way.
So you see it right there where the ball is on the floor, and his hands are on top of the ball, not underneath.
I believe the nose of the ball hit the turf right there.
Yep. In my opinion, you can tell his hands are on top, not underneath, which is usually a big sign of the ball was not caught. It was off the floor.
So Craig O'Brien going over to talk to the Terra squad, one of the officials. And Walter Berry, Leo Gervais as well in the replay area, pardon me.
A little shove by Alex Pilon at the end there too, eh?
Yeah, there should have been a flag on that. There definitely should have been a flag.
Little unnecessary shot. I get the frustration, I get the anger, but you really, he's not going for the tackle there, right?
Well, again, this is a replay of the game before the Division I championship where Pat Jerome, we've got an INT.
He was running it back and got held.
Yeah, Pilon actually made the tackle on Jerome, and then threw his flag down to the ground. Of course, here in FPF, if you don't know, when you deflag a player, you have to give the flag back to that player.
Yeah, you're not supposed to throw it at the ground spike it like Gronk does.
So that was a no call there, and definitely, if there's going to be no call on this play as well, at least for Pilon's push of Cutler. Again, we're still waiting.
Rule on the field stands.
So the call on the field stands, is, according to our replay official, Walter Berry. So the INT is going to stand for KGP.
So ruling on field stands, I feel like they don't have enough evidence to overturn this. But KGP gets the interception up 8, so that's a huge momentum swing for them.
So, I mean, on about the third or fourth or fifth, rather, replay, we can see that the nose of the ball hits the ground. But, hey, football is a game of interest, and it's proved right there.
The referees know more than we do.
Exactly. There you go.
We have some of the best referees in Canada here doing a lot of CFL games, a lot of the Grey Cup games. So they know things that we don't. They probably saw something that we did.
So first down now for Cutler. Throws it to the left-hand side. Gordon Mall gets past one tackler and another. Can he get past the third? Finally, touchdown! Yeah. Quasi Gordon Mall. Big touchdown on first down, extending the KGP lead over the Terra squad. 32 18.
So that's exactly what we talked about earlier in the game. That's exactly what this is all you need is one play to go your way, and then it just feels like you can tell from Terror Squad's body language, everyone is just defeated, right? Like this just sucks. That should have been an interception. You're frustrated about that play. You ask for a challenge, you don't get it. Then you go back on defense. Tam should have made that tackle, missed, and then everybody's just like no one's playing, right? Like the guys are not chasing him. Nobody's actually crashed onto the ball. They're all like defeated, and that just costed him 6 points. That should not have been a touchdown. Should have been a catch and a tackle, but that should not have been a touchdown.
So 2-point conversion now, looking to make it 34. This KGP. Cutler gets the ball. He looks to his right. He has a man open over the middle. Oh, Lepage. A rare drop by Mathieu Lepage.
On his first target of the game, too. Now, KGP is up 14 points in the second half. This is a huge lead for them. Very comfortable spot to be in. And now we're going to have to see what Terror Squad's able to do offensively. But they're going to have to score somewhat quick. And they're going to have to get that momentum back. Because right now they just look beat.
So big series right here for Villeneuve. Can he stop the slide right now for his offense? Gropini, nice catch. Picks up a first down. Tackled on the play by Mathieu Lepage.
A nice gain of about 12 yards, 13 yards to move the chains. First down. I think that's a safe bet. If I'm Tam Villa, that's kind of what I want to do. Is I want to build momentum. I want to go back to things that work. I want to hit receivers, and that's exactly what he did right there.
So first down now for Terror Squad at midfield. Villeneuve gets a snap. He looks to his right. He fires it. Gropini again with the catch. He tries to shoulder. Tries to shoulder Lepage. Lepage was having none of that.
I feel like it was the other way around. I feel like Lepage was closing a little bit too fast, and Gropini wasn't really moving, and Lepage crashed into him. That's a tough call to make as an official. But I don't know. To me, it felt more like the DB ran into the receiver rather than the receiver ran into the DB.
It's quite possible. Quite possible. So 2nd and 2 now. Pass all off the hands of Pilon, and that just looked ugly from the get-go.
That hit the turf. No questions asked. That was.
Yeah, definitely no question about that one. So right now, Simon, obviously, only 18 points on the board for Terror Squad. Again, Terror Squad, the #1 offense in Division 2. In the playoffs, they're averaging almost 40 points a game. How surprised are you that their offense has struggled mightily so far this evening?
They only have one stop, right? This is the 5th possession for Terror Squad. They scored 3 out of 4 times, aside from that one interception. So I'm not too worried about them. There's still 10 minutes left in this game. I'm pretty sure Terror Squad is going to score 2 to 3 more times. They're on the way to score another time here.
So Mallow with the grab on that previous play, getting the ball into the red zone now. First and goal for the Terror Squad. Villeneuve gets a snap. He tries to go deep. Jerome! Touchdown, Pat Jerome! Stops the slide of the Terror Squad. So now they've shrunken this lead a bit.
Nice little stop and go from Pat Jerome against Jonathan Garfinkel. In my opinion, that's a mismatch. Like, there's no way John Garfinkel is able to cover Pat Jerome on something like this when you're 10 yards away. That should be used more. I love the up-tempo from Terror Squad. That drive took less than 2 minutes off the clock. That's exactly what they need to score fast and get momentum back, and that's exactly what they did.
So a 32-24 lead right now for KGP. Of course, they're going to have to go for 2 now. Let's see if they can convert. Villeneuve gets a snap. Dropping back is real. Pass it to the end zone. Jerome catches it. No, he drops it, but he's out of bounds. So if he would have came down, it wouldn't have mattered. So it's still a 32-24 lead for KGP, just inside of 10 minutes to 5 plays.
I don't think you need to go for 2 here. I just think that you go for whatever's comfortable. You're down 8. So if you go for 1, you're setting yourself up for later, obviously. But you're already playing catch-up. Now, in this case, if you're more comfortable going for 2, go for whatever you're more comfortable. But in my opinion, you don't need to go for 2 at this point. Again, there's still 10 minutes left.
So this game made it a little closer.
KGP is still in the driver's seat. Comfortable. As long as they score here, it doesn't matter what Terror Squad does.
So Cartland now waiting to snap from Payma. He gets it. He rolls to his right. Quick dump off to Payma. He's flagged right away by Malo.
Mason Malo crashed in from the corner position. You saw that slant from the get-go. He knew exactly what was going to happen. And they got a short 3-yard game, maybe. Yeah, but hey, on first down, it's amazing, right? You get 3 yards. If he misses the tackle, it's a lot more. You could do that all day, and you'll actually cover it every time. So this is exactly what we discussed earlier with KGP. They like short-distance plays. They like to be in 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, and then go for like a 3rd and 2. That's exactly what their playbook is all about. So they're just staying true to themselves, and it's paying off so far.
So 2nd and about 6, maybe 7 for for the KGP offense. Cutler looks to his right again. He has Payman wide open. Oh, and a big collision there. Good tackle, good deflagging right there by Tam Villadef as he collided with one of his teammates on the play. I believe that was number 18 in Jasmine Ryu.
Yeah,
Luckily,
Tam
they
Villadef
both were
crashed
there.
into Jasmine Ryu as they both went for the tackle. You see a little bit more spirit, a little more high hopes from Terra Squad. They're actually crashing onto receivers. They're not giving up just yet. But KGP is in the driver's seat, and with plays like that, when you have a snapper wide open, it's going to be very difficult to stop them.
So 1st and 10 now for KGP. Smartly taking their time in the huddle, letting some time run off the clock. Right now, the clock
Is their friend. Yeah. There's 7 minutes left in this game. KGP is up 8 points. There's no reason to hurry this up.
Cutler gets a snap. He looks to his right again. He throws it to Garber. Nice catch. Flagged again right away by Vincent Mallow. Setting up second in about 6, maybe 7.
Dink and dunk. Take whatever the defense is giving you. Take the short completions, and they're killing so much time. Right? Like, the Terror Squad scored. There was a little bit more than 10 minutes left in this game. Now, KGP is at midfield, and there's 7 minutes left. So if they're going to take another 2-3 minutes off the clock before the next possession, and they do manage to score, they're going to be up a solid 2 scores with less and less time. Phil Cutler is playing excellent football right now.
So KGP now, their Terror Squad side of the field. He gets the ball. Face to the left, goes back to the right. Has Lepage open. One spin move and another flag by Mallow. Mallow, I
a little
believe,
bit of
leading his
physicality
team
there, eh?
And Mallow's leading his team in tackles, I believe, this afternoon.
A little bit of
This evening.
physicality at the end of the play there, too. It's getting a little bit chirpy. It is Division 2. It is football. But at the end, it is flag football. You're not supposed to hit each other. I'm pretty sure the refs are going to chime in at some point and say, listen, guys, you have to quiet down a little bit here. But, again, KGP is doing exactly what they want with this offense.
So again, Mallow making the tackle. Mallow, one of 3 players, along with Nick Gropini and Alex Pullen Ryu, is only members of this Terror Squad team without a championship to their name. Whereas across from them, KGP, every member of their team has a championship. Pass it to Flash to go to Mall. Breaks one tackle. We can't get past another. Good job by Jasmine Ryu on the tackle.
This revamped KGP in the last couple of years won a championship, I believe 2019 together.
They've I'll tell you what, they've won multiple championships. The spring season seems to be their season. They won the 2019 Div C's championship, 44-27 of the Mercenaries.
Yeah.
And they won just the end of the year, obviously with the late start to the spring/summer season, the end of 2021, I believe it was in October, beating the Junkyard Dogs in the Division B championship by a score of 55-24. Obviously, the 2020 spring/summer season was wiped out due to COVID. So right now, it's a 2 championship winning streak right here for KGP, looking to make it 3.
That's a good sight by Alex Pilon. That's not, in my opinion, that's not reviewable. That was very clean. He sacked him before he threw it.
I tell you what, Simone, that's a sack and flag. That'd be a sack and tackle as well.
Well, I think Phil fell backwards more than Alex Pilon actually crashed into him.
He ended up on the floor.
But in this case, it looked more like there's a lot of frustration from Terror Squad. Like that controversial pick, if we could call it that way, right? Yeah. Leaded to a quick score from KGP. Now they're up. They were up 14. Terror Squad is trying to find a way to get back in this game, but they're gonna have to make a stop. Otherwise, this is going out of hand. This drive has taken more than 5 minutes off the clock at this point, and there's not that much time left.
So second and long now. Second and about 12, maybe 13. Facing KGP. Cutler goes to his left. He has Gordamal again over the middle. Flagged right away by Vladeth. Setting up 4th down now. So it's going to be about 4th, and I want to say 7.
Timeout is called.
Yep.
Oh, no, challenge is called. Wait,
yeah,
what?
exactly. I believe.
No, I think that's just a timeout.
Yeah, it's a timeout. Yeah, it's a timeout.
Because there's a flag on the field, and you're not supposed to do
Yeah.
that. I think Terror Squad is calling timeout because it can't allow Phil Cutler to run another 30, 40 seconds between plays. But it is a 4th down. This is exactly what Terror Squad wanted, aside from a pick, obviously. But what they're looking for is a turnover, any sort of turnover. And this is their moment. If they're able to force a turnover here, they're only down 8 points, 4 minutes left. It's their game to win. But right now, the problem is if KGP is able to convert this either in the 1st down or a touchdown, that puts Terror Squad in a very, very bad spot.
So big play here, possibly the biggest, at least up to this moment.
I would say this is the biggest play of the game so far. If they don't convert this, then Terror Squad has a window to make a comeback. If they do convert this, then that pretty much closes that window entirely.
Here comes Cutler. He gets the snap. Looks to his left. Pilon in his face. Toss to the corner. Oh, what a catch! Julian Payma. Touchdown KGP.
That was a phenomenal play by Jean Payman. We saw him earlier in Division 1 where he wasn't thrown too much. But Phil Cutler really relies on a snapper a lot more. There was a great corner route from the snapper position, something we don't see a lot from snappers in higher divisions. But Jean Payman ran it perfectly. The ball was thrown super high over everybody else. No DBs was actually following him. Everybody was playing in lanes. Everybody was playing in front. They beat everybody to that corner, and he made a phenomenal catch over his head.
Now, again, we were doing the Division 1 game where Julian Payman played for the Braves. We talked about, obviously, they only had 6 guys for that game. You talked about he's not the greatest receiver. He might have heard your comments there, Simon. He might have heard
Hey,
you.
he might have heard it. And he said,
You
know what? I'm playing in Division 2 next. Watch me.
Yeah, Payman stepping up yet again as a receiver. Obviously, he's a rusher, but as a receiver as well.
Hey, listen, that was probably one of the biggest catches. Aside from the Dylan Garber catch on the sideline on the 4th down, that was one of the biggest catches of the game.
So for Payman, that's the second touchdown of the postseason. Couldn't come in a bigger time. Extended the KGP lead now to 38-24. And, of course, KGP, to the surprise of nobody here at the Bell Sports Complex, going for 2.
Up 14.
Will they get it? Let's find out. Cutler gets the snap. He looks to his left. Has a man. Oh, it's knocked away. Good job by Villadev.
What could have been a
frustrated.
pick, too?
Exactly. He thought it'd be a pick. He can return that for 2 points. Frustrated with himself kicking the curtain that divides the fields here at the Bell Sports Complex. So it is still a 38-24 lead for KGP over the Terror Squad with about almost 4.5 minutes remaining here in the second half.
Terror Squad needs to go no huddle the entire time. They do not have time left. So they got to score in less than 2 minutes. They don't have any timeouts. They used both their timeouts on previous drives. So Terror Squad needs to call a lot of plays in the huddle, go really, really fast, and score in less than 2 minutes because KGP is going to burn the rest of the clock on their following drive.
So scoring is going to be priority number 1, obviously, for the Terror Squad. But, Simon, they're going to have to force a turnover, too, when they get the ball back to KGP.
Yeah, but right now they have to focus on scoring quickly. They can't take 4.5 minutes off the clock. They can't afford to go 8-9 plays here. They have to score in less than 5 plays and go no huddle, do it in less than 2 minutes. They did it before. Their last drive, they scored in less than 2 minutes, so they could do it. It's just a matter of executing over and over again.
Def gets the snap, throws to his left. He has Pilon open. Pilon one move and another. Steps out of bounds. I believe he has enough for the first down.
That's exactly what you want from a play like this. You want to go quick. You want to hit a quick route on the outside, let your guy run with it, and then just quickly line up, turn around, ball is placed, and they'll snap within the next 10 seconds. It's flawless. It's exactly what you want. This is textbook.
Pass over the middle to Jerome. Jumps up and brings that ball down.
Quick releases, 8-9 yards at a time. Plays the ball, set, turn. Don't let the defense adapt.
This is about 2nd and 3, maybe 4 right now, facing the Terror Squad. Oh, nice move by Villadev to avoid the sack. Spin move with another. He shoulders guard
and somebody down the field.
But Gordomalt, he actually, I don't know if he's going to call that a sack.
No, that's a gain of like 1 or 2 yards, so Tam cannot run the following play. But Quasi Gordomalt had a great tackle there to stop what would have been the 7 yards, 8 yards play. They've taken a little over 2 minutes so far on this clock. They have to score. They have to go a little bit quick. Running takes a lot of time off the clock.
Especially when you don't run to get a first down or a touchdown. Slap pass to Pilon. He catches it. He looks like he was about to give a stiff arm there to Gordomalt.
Listen, there's 3 guys that collapsed on him that just blocked him, right? 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in the middle, and there's nowhere for him to go.
So first down there by Pilon, but again, time is of the essence. It's ticking off the clock. Play is called in. Philadelphia looking for an opening. Has a man open. Gropini, touchdown.
So last play was great. Tam beat the rusher. Everybody was thinking he was going to run. Everybody moved forward. A lot of confusions and a lot of questions about it. But now Terror Squad has to go for 2. Actually, they could probably go for 1 again, as we discussed, because it's a 14-point lead. But I feel they're more comfortable going for 2. So they need to get this.
So Malo with the snap. Philadelphia looking for it over the middle, and that's knocked up and down by Gordon Mall. So the lead right now is 38-30 right now. And you talked about it before, Simon, obviously on the last touchdown by Terror Squad, they should have went for 1. And again, you're saying they should have went for 1 right there. Why do you say that?
If you go for 1 and you convert, right, you're down 7. So either way, you need to stop here. It doesn't matter what the score is, you need to stop. But on your following possession, then you have the opportunity to either go for 1 to tie the game or go for 2 to win the game. In this case, if you go for 2 and you do not convert, you're stuck going for 2 to tie the game only. So you don't have a win opportunity, and you back yourself up in a tough spot on your following touchdown drive.
So we're less than 30 seconds actually to 5 plays. So a big defensive stand here for the Terror Squad. Can they force a turnover? Cutler has a man open on the left sideline. It's caught by Garfinkel. One move. Oh, another. Smartly takes a knee and bounce in front of Tam Villadef. Big pickup by Jonathan Garfinkel. First down for KGP.
That was one of the nails in the coffin for Terror Squad. First of all, great catch by Jonathan Garfinkel down the sideline, beating Tam Villadef to the corner. Not the easiest guy to beat on a route like that. Jonathan Garfinkel, like we mentioned earlier, not the fastest, but crafty. He ran a really nice route, caught that ball, and then he was smart enough to take a knee to kill time, because right now they're moving up. They whistle 5 plays. Now, time doesn't matter anymore. As long as KGP, if they score, they win. If they can't get a first down here, but if they take a knee 4 times, they give Terror Squad 1 play, essentially, right? So as long as you don't score too fast, you're good.
Would you do that, though? Would you take that knee 4 straight times, or would you try to really hammer that home and make sure you get the victory?
Because there's 5 plays left, if you score on your first down here, you win the game. Because there's not 100%, but you go up 2 scores, you give them 4 plays, and then you'll get the ball back. So as long as you don't make a penalty when you get the ball back, you can call the game at your 10-yard line. If you get a penalty, you cannot call the game within your 10-yard line, though. So and knowing KGP, they're not hotheads. They're not the kind of players to get penalties called against them. So I'm not too.
Right now, first down for the KGP offense. Cutler waiting to get the ball. He gets it. He looks to his left, throws to the flat. Caught by Garfinkel. He shouldered out of bounds by Alex Pouliot.
Yeah, all they have to do is just pass. Completions, incompletes, doesn't really matter. As long as KGP kills some plays here, they'll be good. Phil is very safe with the ball. The only thing you don't want to do is incompletes. You could interceptions. You could throw it at the ground. It doesn't matter. Just don't make any mistakes with the football. This is a tough position because Phil can't run. You can't really buy any more time. So we're going to see what they decide to do. I feel like they just want to score here and put this game ball away, but we'll see what they decide to do.
Cutler gets the snap. He looks to his right, back to his left. His man open. Paymont, touchdown. KGP extending their lead. Adding a little insult to injury to the Terror Squad.
With 3 plays left, there's not much Terror Squad could do. Realistically, there's not much you could do. Phil Cutler just cemented his finals MVP here. 6 touchdowns. Actually, 7 touchdowns. 7 touchdowns for KGP, 1 interception. What more could you want out of your quarterback?
It's true. So the lead now is extended because of that touchdown to Paymont. 44-30 for KGP over the Terror Squad.
They had a good first half. They scored right before the half to get the 2-point convert to go up 20-18 right before half. And the second half has been a complete blowout. Right? Like, they scored 4 times. They got an interception. They scored 4 times. They only allowed 2 scores from Terror Squad. KGP, this was most likely their game here. That's exactly how they wanted this to play. They wanted to get a lead and just keep it, and they played flawlessly.
KGP going for 2. Pass caught by Gordon Mall right down the heart of the Terror Squad defense. And now the lead is 46-30 for KGP.
You could tell that Terror Squad knows this game is over. Like, you with 3 plays, there's not much you could do. You have to essentially score with less than – you have to score on the first play. Then KGP has 2 plays. You have to intercept them and then score again on your following play. If KGP gets the ball back, all they have to do is just knee twice and they win. So realistically, there's not much you could do. Terror Squad knows this. They're just being good competitors and let this one ride.
Terror Squad now attempting to make this game a little bit more respectable. Have the final score be a little bit closer. Villadef, he avoids the sack. He's running. Gets past one guy. Finally deflagged by Gordon Mall.
Well, like I just mentioned, the fact that he ran just sealed this game away.
So pickup of 9 yards there. 2nd and 1 for Terror Squad.
But it's okay. I think Terror Squad just wants to build on this. They want to go out, leave this on a high note, score a touchdown on the final drive, leave here with your hell of high. They played a great game, right? Aside from that one interception that was challenged, that was about it. They didn't make a lot of mistakes. They scored on 5 out of 6 possessions. This is technically their 7th possession, but they don't have a lot of time left.
So that goes over the middle. Gets pulling over you. Catches it. D-flat at the 1 by Lepage.
Like to me, this game just came down to KGP managing the clock better. And Phil managed the clock really well. They had a 6-minute drive with only 10 minutes left in the second half. They killed a lot of clock when they were up. They got that one interception. They capitalized a lot on it. They were able to score right before the half. It's small things. 'Cause it's not like Terrascotta played bad. They played great. It's just the one play got away from them, and that was it.
First and goal now for Terrascotta. Can they punch it in? Jump ball, knocked down, intended for Jerome, knocked down by Gordon Mall, and that will do it. The final play of the game, and KGP, third straight championship. They are your Division 2 flag plus football champions with a 46-30 win over the Terra squad.
That's a phenomenal win for KGP. Like you said, they revamped themselves. Phil Cutler's been playing a lot better in the last couple of years. We saw great plays from Dylan Garber, Jonathan Garfinkel, Kwesi Gordon-Mull. Mathieu Lepage wasn't seen as much as he used to. He wasn't involved as much, but they didn't really need a lot of plays from him. You know he's there when you need him. You got a phenomenal fourth down catch by Dylan Garber on the sideline. You got a phenomenal play from Julien Pema from the snapper position. So I feel like everybody in KGP kind of chipped in, right? Like it's a team. It's really a team effort. It's not like one guy was really carrying the team. It's a great thing to see.
So again, a huge victory for Phil Cutler and his team KGP with the W here this evening, closing off championship weekend here in Flag Plus football. So for Cutler, that is his third championship. So I got to ask you, Simon, obviously having played against Phil Cutler a number of times, and obviously with the performance he had this evening, 7 touchdown passes, getting an INT as well. Do you
Not
think
the same Phil.
Yeah,
Not the same guy.
But I want to ask you, though, do you think Phil Cutler will eventually be an FPF Hall of Famer?
Oh, 100%. Even without the last couple of championships, Phil's been playing for a long time. He has, I think he's like 4th in yardage, 4th in touchdowns in like FPF history. But Phil has really reinvented himself. He's always been a phenomenal two-way player. And you could tell right here, he's just improved so much as a quarterback. Now he just won Division 2. We're no longer talking about Division 4 or C. We're talking about Division 2.
So I got to ask you, I mean, you look at this KGP team, you look at their playoff run. Actually, let's look at Terra Squad first. They beat All Hooks 40-32. They beat Urjas Medic 37-33 to get to the finals. KGP, they beat as a 1 seed, they beat the Apocalypse, the 8 seed, 43-39. Jonathan Garfinkel with the game-winning TD with 2 plays remaining. The semifinal matchup, they beat the Party Crashers 38-32, basically winning that game off of Mathieu Lepage TD with 4 plays remaining. When I was on the podcast earlier this week, I called them the Cardiac Kids. Not Tony Curry's version of the Cardiac Kids, but the real Cardiac Kids. And they saved their best game for last, winning this by a score of 46-30. It wasn't a one-possession game. This game was pretty much over at least 15, 20 minutes ago.
Listen, KGP found a way to win games, the closeout games late. Something they weren't able to do 4 or 5 years ago. I remember KGP struggling down the stretch, probably nerves or making a few mistakes here and there. They don't make those mistakes anymore. I remember the Division C championship a couple of years back. That was exactly it. Is they were able to keep their composure and play really well down the stretch. And you could tell that's exactly what's changed for KGP. They had a few pieces. They had a Kwesi Gordon-Mull, which makes a big difference for them defensively. Has a lot of speed offensively to compensate. Guys like Dylan Garber and Jonathan Garfinkel improved a lot too. They're much better players than they used to be a couple of years ago. And Phil has a better chemistry with them. And you could tell there's a huge difference on these plays. Like the 4th down to Dylan Garber on the sideline. That's something that they practice a lot. They know exactly where they're going. They're both confident that if I throw it up there, Dylan's going to get there on time. And that's a difference between, you know, if I pick up Dylan Garber on my team and try to make that play versus the chemistry he has with Phil Cutler.
So, I mean, obviously now, like, if you look at Terra Squad, I mean, this is I don't want to say a heartbreaking loss. I mean, they lost 46-30, but where does Terra Squad go from here?
I mean, that's a tough loss to stomach because you didn't play bad. Like, if I'm Tampa, I didn't play bad. I had a good game. We didn't get the converts, but neither did they technically early on. And the game really switched when I threw to one of my receivers. My other one got in the way. It was tipped. It was caught. Was it caught? We'll see, whatever. But basically, that was the one play. Because aside from that, they scored on every drive. Well, aside from the last drive, but I kind of discount that one. But They scored 5 out of 6 times aside from that one interception. So it's not like Terra Squad played bad. It's just, where do you go from here? Let's try it again next season. They made the finals. They played well. They had a strong season. I have no knocks for them. They play well.
And obviously, switching sides now to KGP. I mean, listen, they're your Division 2 champions. Do you think they have the talent now to move up finally to Division A or Division 1 next winter?
I would love to see KGP play Division A. I think Division A is the first step. Division 1 is a step above Division A. So I would like to see KGP play in like Division A, see where they stand. Maybe add one extra piece to play with 8 instead of 7. But KGP is a bunch of friends, right? They want to play with their friends. So they don't necessarily want to move up to Division 1 and drop a few guys. That's not their intent. So I would love to see KGP maybe challenge themselves in Division A, but I feel like Division 2 or Division B is a nice niche for them. They're playing really well. I don't think anybody thinks that they're division buster. Like they're not too strong for the division. So I hope they'll be back in Division 2 next winter, play it again, defend the championship. They play really well.
All right, so again, from the Bell Sports Complex, he's Simon Dagenais. I'm Brent Bodkin. This was your Division 2 championship. KGP winning it all by a score of 46-30 over the Terra Squad. They are your Division 2 champs. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.